want to welcome Luis. And I also want to say hello to Sabham, I think. Hi, Sabham. You were in very early in the waiting room. Okay, let me unmute you for a while. We usually will mute people upon coming in. And that's usually to, in the midst of all our presentation, that's to ensure that we don't have any distraction. Hi, Sapam. Is that how we pronounce your name? You are unmuted. So I just want to understand where you're from because you came in very early. We are so impressed. One of the early birds. You're from which part of India? Oh, you can't hear us, is it? can't seems to hear us. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we have 1 minute to go before 8 p.m. and we usually would like to start on time. That's basically because we respect everybody's time. And we know for those who make an effort to come in early, we really appreciate y'all being here with us and also to come in early. By the way, my name is Sinjo and I will be your MC for tonight. And tonight we will really have a very wonderful time because we're going to have a very great presenter who will be sharing with us, and he's one of our top leaders. And so it is our privilege to have him do the presentation tonight. And I don't know how y'all have been, but it is the week leading up to Christmas. So you can see some of the Christmas decor already up in some of our committee members' gallery pages, already in Christmas mood. So to this week, I hope and I wish everyone to have a really wonderful Christmas and a wonderful end to 2021. I guess for some of us. 2021 has been a lot of challenges, mainly because of the situation of the virus. I'm sure in the countries where you're in Singapore as well, we've seen such a huge jump suddenly of a lot of cases in Singapore, and they have different kind of variants coming in. But I think now it's more or less like pandemic, which means that everybody is a little bit used to it, and everybody is more or less getting used to this kind of life that we are encountering now in Singapore. So I don't know our friends in Indonesia whether you face the same, particularly injury. Some of our friends in India, whether you also face the same kind of issue. It's good to see Tabitha joining us today. Tabitha has been very successful. I saw on her Facebook page. She has managed to close quite a few sales. Hi, Tabitha. So good to see you. All right, we will unmute everyone at the end of the presentation, because usually we would like to mute everybody upon entry here, and that's basically to ensure that all of us will be able to hear the presentation while it's going on, because sometimes it can get a little bit distracting when the presenter is having the presentation, and then suddenly you hear, I know it's dinner time in Singapore, so sometimes you hear some of this plate clanking, and then we know that, oh, somebody's having a wonderful dinner. But it may be distracting to some. So we usually set the entry to be on when you come in, but we will unmute everyone at the end of the presentation. Tonight, we have quite an exciting time. We have, as I mentioned earlier, one of our top leaders who will be doing the presentation. And we have also invited someone to share with us the testimony. Rajiv actually is just coming in. Let me just add. Oops. Okay, Rajiv is just coming in. And I understand he will be doing a testimony on cancer. So it's always good to be able to hear how simply drinking this water can actually help to improve our health in many ways. And that actually brings us to the subject of hydration, because all of us know how important hydration is for us to keep our body in tip-top fighting, with a strong immune system, especially in this time and season. So keeping ourselves hydrated is one of the way to ensure that our body is fit, our body is in tip-top condition. And so today, interestingly, the topic by one of our presenters is called "Why Drinking More Water Does Not Mean That You Are Hydrated." So that's a very interesting question, right? Because I'm sure a lot of your doctors, or if you were to read some of these medical reports or any of these health papers, they will always say, you must drink enough water to keep yourself hydrated. But, the question asked here is, why drinking more water does not mean you are hydrated? So interesting the way this question was phrased, because it would seem that it goes against what we understand. So today, we are so happy to have with us Jit, who will be doing that presentation and answering that question that he asked. So just to before I introduce him, I thought I'd just like to explain what being hydrated means. So I went to check the dictionary, and it simply says absorb enough water into our body. So the question is, why drinking more water does not mean that you have absorbed enough water in your body, if we go by the definition of what hydrated means. So if you look at the other way, what is dehydration? Because we know what is hydrated, so we also want to understand what is dehydrated, right? Because a lot of times we will say, hey, you're dehydrated, and that's why a lot of sickness will come. So dehydrated simply means parched. That means really, in the desert, it's parched, right? It is very dry, it's waterless, or one of the description they give is bone dry. Bone, right? Bone is not moist. Bone is really dry. So that's the meaning of dehydrated. And hydrated means to absorb enough water into our body. So let's put our hands together. We usually do it this way to welcome our presenter, Jit Chung, to explain why drinking more water does not mean that you have absorbed that water into your body. Jit, over to you.
Thank you, Sinjo. Every time you have an awesome introduction for my topics. Okay, so how many of you drink water? And how many of you drink water when only you are thirsty? It's normal, right? Just type in yes if that's you. I want to make sure that you are in the right place. Welcome everybody, Jit here. And today, first of all, before I even begin, I just wanted to acknowledge you for being here. How many of you would agree that time is probably the most valuable resource that we have? Right?
Yes.
Thank you for being here, and I will do everything in my power to make it well worth your time. We all know that it is advisable to drink more water to stay hydrated so that we don't fall sick easily, right? But how much is more water? Doctor says 8 glasses of water every day. So imagine this, if an adult of 60 kg in weight needs to drink 8 glasses of water a day, that may sound logical to you, right? To many of us. But is it logical that a newborn baby also drink 8 glasses of water every day? Doesn't make sense really, right? So does drinking more water really means that we are hydrated? By the end of this webinar, you'll be able to discover why just by doing this little tweak, you can actually achieve better hydration. How many of you would like to find out more about this? Just little tweak. Okay, this picture is not a pregnant a person. It is mainly to show you this because I have a question to ask you. Have you ever had such feeling of bloatedness when you drink more water, especially when you are very thirsty and you gush down more than what you usually drink? Type in me if that's you, just like me, my case, okay? And after drinking such amount of water, we can't walk fast, we can't run, we can't even lie down. You can feel the water back in your body. It's just, you won't feel good, right? That's why most of us don't like to drink much water. So this is the reason why we feel bloated when we drink more water. Look at this image. It's about water distribution in our cell. See this word, intracellular, which means inside the cell, and extracellular means outside your cell. So we have 60 to 70 trillion cells in our body, and all these cells need water to function properly. So imagine when you drink 1 liter of water, for easier calculation, 1 liter. So based on the image here, by right, about 660 milliliters of water goes into your cell, and 330 milliliters of water stay outside your cell, correct? Based on 1 liter. So what if I tell you that most water we drink, 99% of them stays outside your cells? So you drink 1 liter, about 990 milliliters stay outside your cell. First thing, what do you feel? Bloated, right? Because most of the water can't enter your cells. So does that ring a bell to you that why you would feel bloated when you drink more water? And the next few questions you could be having now is, why does the water I drink doesn't go into my cell? It just doesn't make sense to me. We all know that drinking more water could keep us hydrated. So how do I get my drinking water goes into my cell? How many of you will agree that since we have mentioned the word water many times since the beginning of this webinar, probably it has a lot to do with the water we drink? Do you agree? So this is the little tweak that this gentleman made 9.5 years ago in 2012 by simply changing his water. And this guy looks familiar, right? Like the presenter. Okay. So after he changes his water, it starts to change his life. How many of you see changes here, especially from 2012 onwards? Does this gentleman look better or worse after he changed his water? Type in the chat, 1 if he looks better, 2 if he looks worse over the years. Let me know in the chat, is it better or worse? So what has happened to him and how it all started? In 2011, okay, this guy is me, okay, that time I was just look like this person in 2010. Every time after my meal, my mom noticed that I tend to fall asleep easily and my face turned pale, okay, after the meal. So she asked me to go for a medical checkup, do a blood test. And I didn't listen to her immediately because I think at the age of 38, I'm still fit and healthy. No point to go and do any checkup. But until 2011, that was a time when I was in Kuantan. I visited her and she said, hey, tomorrow I'm going to do for a blood test. Why don't you join me? Then I say, okay, lor, then I go. Lor. So I just have my blood test. And then a few days later, the report came out. It really shocked me because the doctor said I have high cholesterol, high triglyceride, and diabetes. Okay, the reading was really high. Normal is 6.1, the number, and my reading for the blood sugar is 10.2, even on fasting. So doctor said I have diabetes, asking if I want to take medication or go exercise. So I say, doctor, I will go exercise. I will change my diet, and I come back 1 year later to have a blood test and see whether it improves. Then we talk about it. Okay. So deep inside my heart, I just don't like to take medication. That's why you see, 2 months after the blood test report, suddenly I turned so tan because I go swimming and I swim a lot, about 30 laps every time, 4 to 6 times a week. And never thought of, I just changed my diet, never thought of water. So I thought my drinking water, as long as there's no sugar, it should be fine. And before the June blood test, the blood test in June 2013, 3 weeks before that, my friend asked me to attend a water demo, and I really quite resisted to it because to me, water is just water for drinking, for washing, and I don't think it can help me in my health. Okay, so but I don't want to go, but he said, just come. After you listen to it, if you don't like, you can just leave. I say, okay. So I listened to him because he's my stockbroker. He gave me quite a lot of good tips. So I trust him a lot. And after seeing the demo, I was really shocked. And 1 week later, I decided to buy this Kangen machine, even though that time I couldn't even afford to pay for this machine at one go. So I pay by in installments. And long story short, 3 weeks after drinking the water, I went to do another blood test in 2012, and most of the readings that have failed came down quite a lot, but not all of them passed the healthy level, stay within the healthy level. So because I keep thinking, the level, the improvement, is it due to my 11 months of changing my diet, I exercise, or is it due to my 3 weeks of drinking Kangen water alone? So from that onwards, from June to 2012 to June 2013, I solely drink Kangen water. I swim lesser. I still follow the same diet, and I went for another blood test. To my surprise, all the readings came back to the safe, healthy level. So I was really impressed by this water, and I started sharing with these people around me, besides drinking this water diligently. And look at this. This is the eczema on my left leg, which has been bugging me for 10 over years. And every time it's itchy, I got to scratch until it bleeds. And when it bleeds, the itchiness will be gone. So every time I got to do it without fail. And sometimes I got to use a hairdryer to blow it to stop the itch. And it came one day when my mom passed me a white cream. I never know that it is a steroid cream. So she said, this could help you. So I just applied a thin layer on it. For 2 days, the eczema is gone. But when I drink this Kangen water, it came back again and it showed up like that. So I use a strong acidic water from this machine because the presenter said this works for people with eczema. And after that, I followed by beauty water to rinse it. And 5.5 months later, finally it is gone, and it didn't come and bug me since then until today. And I'm really thankful to that, to Kangen water and Inajit and Mr. Oshiro. So that's my personal experience about Kangen water. So that brings us to the topics here today to help you to understand it better, how this water has what are the properties of this water and how it can help us. So the first part, we'll talk about the importance of hydration and what is good water, what characteristic it should have, and hydration of cells can actually gives you detoxification. How can it be done? And delivery of nutrients into your cells with just water, and how you can benefit from good water. And you will discover how by doing this little tweak of changing your water, it could actually change your life, just like my case. Look at this image. 75% of human body is water. Imagine if our body weight is 60 kg, about 45 kg is water. So how important is this water in our body? Our blood is 83% water, brain 74.5% water, fats and bone 20 to 22% water. So when we don't drink enough water, our blood thickens, and what will happen? It could cause high blood pressure, right? When you don't drink enough water, your brain will contract in size a bit, and just a little bit of amount, it press on your nerve, you feel the headache. And I'm the one who experienced this for many, many years, because I never thought about my headache is due to dehydration. But ever since I drink Kangen waters in 2012, my headache never come about me since then. Because every time I feel that it's coming, I just drink more water. So look at this percentage of water in human body. In fetus is 100% water, baby above 80%, normal adult 70%, elderly 50%. So you could be wondering how come as we age, the water content in our body gets lesser. Okay, sometimes when we don't have the time, because we're busy with work, and no time to go to the washroom. So in order to not to go to the washroom too often, the best is not to drink so much water, right? And sometimes when we drink coffee and tea, you know that when you drink one glass of tea or coffee, when you go to the washroom later, it actually pass out about additional 20% of the liquid from your body. So coffee and tea actually dehydrate us. So it doesn't mean that since it dehydrates us, can we still drink coffee and tea? I personally myself, I drink tea almost every day. But after I drink tea, I drink more water to replenish of the water content in my body to keep myself hydrated. So what happens when we are dehydrated? These degenerative diseases will come to bug us. Look around the people around you. How many of them have such issues? And if they happen to have, check out on their drinking pattern. How much water do they drink every day? So let's come back to a bit on the history of this water which I have been drinking. In 1950, research was conducted in unique locations around the world. So for thousands of years, these places, these people who came here to collect, to drink the water and drink on site, after drinking the water, their illnesses are a lot lesser. They couldn't explain why. They only say, this is miracle water because it helps to lessen my pain. The Russian and Japanese scientists have found that there's one thing in common for these types, the so-called miracle or wonder water. This water has this one common property called active hydrogen. And active hydrogen repairs cells. Look at the image on the top right. This is an Energic office in New York. Do you think these people that have no water in their house, why do they come and collect water? Because after drinking Kangen water, their illnesses and pains are a lot lesser. So the scenario is just like these people who came here to these unique locations around the world to collect water, right? They queue up to collect water. So this miracle water, they have three properties. First one, antioxidation. Second, alkalizing. Third one, microclustering. So we heard of alkaline water, alkaline food, but what about antioxidation and what about microclustering? So today I would like to be able to walk you through on all these three properties, which is so important in helping us to stay hydrated. So this water, you have heard of it, is called Kangen water. It means return to origin. Last time our ancestors drink from such water source, right? Natural spring water. And think of it, how come they don't have so many health diseases like us today? Is there something wrong with our food and the diet or the water we drink? So this is a glass of fresh Kangen water being freshly dispensed from the Kangen machine. Look at the bubbles here. These are the active hydrogen, and this active hydrogen repairs cells. And how do you know that it repairs cells? If, like my case, whenever I don't feel good, I feel like about to fall sick, I drink a lot of Kangen water and then I go sleep. And when I wake up, I recover a lot faster after drinking Kangen water. And this machine is made in Japan. This company started to make such water ionizer since 1974. It is a 47 years old company. We have visited this factory in Osaka in 2017, and we witnessed how the plates are being produced, the filter are being produced, the machine are being produced. There's only one place when we can't walk in to this part of the factory is this room, and this is the Japanese word, and in Chinese we can read it, but if you can't understand it, it means medical device manufacturer. So this machine is actually a medical device because it received this certificate of ISO 13485. It is for medical use. And how safe it is drinking water? Water Quality Association awarded a gold seal to this water ionizer. So this water is not only safe for drinking, but it is of gold standard. And it is endorsed by JAPA. JAPA stands for Japanese Association of Preventive Medicine for Adult Disease. And this association has 6,500 doctors, and all of them endorse this water. This Kangen machine helps to prevent adult disease. And look at here, all these books, the doctors have written books about this Kangen water. When have you ever come across with so many doctors write books on a water like Kangen water? Even the American Anti-Cancer Institute, Robert Wright, wrote about this Kangen water ionizer. He said, for those cancer patients, if they want to drink, if they want to help themselves with dealing with cancer, the only water he would recommend is Kangen water, and this is the machine only produced by Enagic. And Dr. Horst, he did a research on human cells. So later we talk about him in this webinar. If you ever want to do some research on this Kangen water online, don't ever search for alkaline water because the scientific name for this water is called electrolyzed water, electrolyzed reduced water. And in this keyword of PubMed, when you are searching for it, you can see lots of studies on it. So this Kangen water is not alkaline water like many people who thought so. And these are the list of Japan hospital using Kangen water. This is Dr. Hiromi Shinya. He drinks Kangen water and he only treat his patient when his patient drink Kangen water because it is one of his protocol in treating his patients. So let's come to the properties of Kangen water. First one is antioxidation, it stops rusting. Second, very alkalizing, it changes from acidic to alkaline state. And third one is microclustering, enables intracellular hydration. Remember just now we mentioned about this word, intracellular hydration. Intracellular means inside the cells. This water can actually hydrate your cells internally. So first one, we talk about Kangen water. Kangen water is the pH 8.5, 9.0 to 9.5 is meant for you to drink. The first properties of Kangen water is antioxidation. So the opposite side is oxidation. What are the effects of oxidation? Apple, slice into half. You expose it to oxygen very fast. Within 10 to 15 minutes, it will turn brown. This is oxidation. The screws that are exposed to oxygen, rain, and sun, it will turn rusty. This is oxidation. Aging is also an effect of oxidation. Look at the screws here. They are left in this bottle store with different type of water for 1 year. See what happened on the top, on the right side of this image. The screw doesn't turn rusty after 1 year. And those screws in the tap water that start to turn rusty after 1 year. And it became worse when it is in RO water. RO stands for reverse osmosis water. So let's imagine these bottles are our body, and this water are what we are drinking every day. Let's say 1 year later, the screws here represent our cells and organs. 1 year later of drinking Kangen water, what will happen to them? It apparently the screw doesn't turn rusty, right? There's no oxidation here. What will happen if you drink tap water for 1 year? And how many of us here have been drinking tap water for over decades? Like my case, I have been drinking tap water for 20 over years. So my mom always have been telling me that, hey, even though Singapore water is quite clean, but I don't think you can drink from tap water direct like that. So as usual, I don't listen to her. Sometimes I'm just too busy and I don't acknowledge that immediately until one day, which you have heard about my story, when I fall sick, then I start to take note of everything I put in my body. So later we will show you whether tap water, is it healthy for drinking or is it only safe for drinking. This is Mr. Oshiro, the CEO of the company. He has been drinking Kangen water for decades. In 2007, he is 66 years old. This gentleman on the right is a US ambassador. His age is also 66 years old, but we don't know what he drinks. Okay. Most importantly, what I want to show you here is 10 years later in 2017, I met Mr. Oshiro in Okinawa. I was rather shocked. Is it? How come this gentleman, after 10 years, didn't age much? Do you agree that we can't stop aging? Every one of us will age, right? But after seeing the two photos here, do you agree that actually when drinking the correct water, it can actually slow down aging? If you've ever been to waterfall, to mountain, to seashores, to forest, do you feel that you feel a lot better when you're at such places? Or sometimes after rain, that is because of the amount of negative ion in the environment that makes us feel a lot better. In the air, when there's negative ions, the concentration is high, we feel good. In water, there is negative ions too. And how do we measure it? We measure it we call it oxidation reduction potential. In short, it stands for ORP. The units we use to measure it is millivolts. So on the right side is positive charge, means oxidizing, inflammatory, and aging. On the left is negative charge, It stands for anti-oxidizing, anti-inflammatory, and anti-aging. Bottled water about 2 to 300 millivolts positively charged means oxidizing. Tap water slightly higher, about 300, more than 300 millivolts. Soda drink even higher. The higher the value, the more oxidizing it is. On the left, vitamin C is about negative 50 millivolts. Green tea about negative 100 millivolts. Cod liver oil about negative 200 millivolts. Kangen water is about negative 500 millivolts. So this water has lifespan. Let's say if you dispense Kangen water now, today, the reading is about negative 500 millivolts. Tomorrow, it will drop to here. The day after, 3 days later, 4 days later, this water will become oxidized. So it is the best to drink Kangen water fresh from the machine so that you can enjoy the full benefits of the water with the abundance of active hydrogen. So this is an ORP test to show you, we are doing a test to show whether these water are oxidized or anti-oxidized. The meter I'm holding in my hand is the ORP meter. So let's test on the tap water. There's no negative sign in front of the unit. So it's what? About 307 millivolts, it says. Oxidizing, right? Mineral water here, 311, about 308 millivolts. Distilled water, it's less oxidized, right? How about soda drink? It is very oxidizing, just like what we see in the chart just now, about 463 millivolts. How about fresh Kangen 9.5? See the negative sign in front of the numbers, negative 750 millivolts. So imagine you have an apple, sliced into pieces, you throw into all these cups with different type of water. Here, the slice of apple in the Kangen 9.5, it won't turn brown for at least few hours because this water is anti-oxidizing, so the apple will stay fresh. Here, the apple in soda drink will turn brown very fast because of highly oxidized. So imagine again, this cup is your body, and the water here in the cup are the water you have been consuming every day. The apples are just like your cells and organs. Let me know in the chat, which type of water would you prefer to drink so that your cells, just like the apple, can stay fresh for many hours? If you have been drinking for many days, many months, like my case, many years, which type of water will make you healthier? Is it Kangen water or those oxidizing water like soda drink? So this is from the Dr. Richard Cutler. He's the director of the Anti-Aging Research Department. He said the amount of antioxidants that you maintain in your body is directly proportional to how long and healthy you will live. Meaning, one day when we pass away, our body has no more antioxidants. Our body will start to oxidize and decay, right? So in order to stay alive longer and healthier, what do you need to do? Look at the sentence here. It's clearly that you need more antioxidants in your body, right? So to get antioxidants, where do you get it from? You have a choice. You can drink 1 glass of Kangen water. The amount of antioxidants in 1 glass of Kangen water is equivalent to 30 glasses of green tea. Or you can choose to take 1 kilogram of blueberries or 5 kilograms of broccoli. Can you take 5 kilograms of broccoli every day? I guess if you force yourself to take 5 kilograms of broccoli today, tomorrow or the week after, you won't want to take broccoli for quite a long time, right? But can you drink 1 glass of Kangen water? I'm not saying that taking Kangen water, you can don't take all this because the nutrients found in the fruits and vegetables are not found in Kangen water. We're just talking about antioxidants comparatively. So does it make sense that if you are required to drink 8 glasses of Kangen water, technically you are taking 8 times of all these things? Okay, so freshly dispensed Kangen water, there are 4 factors affecting the active hydrogen in the water. First one is ultraviolet rays. That's why we store Kangen water in dark color bottles so that it can last longer. Second, if you want to benefit most from the Kangen water, drink it at room temperature. Boiling the water will make the antioxidants lesser, but it is still better than those oxidized water. Even after boiling, this water is still antioxidized, just that it is not as good as it is fresh without boiling. Third one is time. Just now we mentioned that there's lifespan for this Kangen water being produced from the machine. And the last one that can cause the antioxidant to lose very fast is the motion. Out of the 4, this is the one of the most important factors. So let's say if you are going out, you need to fill up your water bottle, try to fill up to the brim so that it has no space to shake, right? But eventually we still need to drink the water. There's still empty space here. So what you can do is hold your water bottle properly. Don't let it put in your bag or put on the seat and let it roll around. The antioxidant will drop very fast. So protect your water. The water will protect your body. That's what I have been doing for 9.5 years. Okay, look at this. The blood cells movement after drinking different fluid. On the top, on the extreme left is you don't drink any water during your sleep. When you wake up, you feel very tired. Have you ever encountered that? No matter how long you sleep, you still feel tired because your blood cells is not moving. There's not much water in your body already. So the second one is 10 minutes after drinking coffee. That is how your cell will look like. Third one is Dasani. Dasani is bottled water. And the last one is Kangen water. Look at all the 4 columns here. Which cells is happiest? On the extreme right? You see, even you can see the internal of the cell. So the negative charge in Kangen water helps to space out the cells. It improves blood circulation and oxygen flow. So next time, if you ever feel tired, try to drink more Kangen water. It make you more energetic. That is what most Kangen users experience after drinking Kangen water. Try it out. Check with your inviter who invited you to this webinar. Get some Kangen water from this person and try. Then you know whether what I say is correct. So the second properties of Kangen water is alkalization. This book, Alkalize or Die, it says all diseases come from the same root cause, too much acidity in our body. You are born alkaline and you die acidic. It's like the starting point of your life towards the end of your life. How fast do you want to run towards the end of your life? Can you choose? Hopefully after the sharing today, you have a better idea of how to stay healthier. This Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg is not a normal doctor because he received Nobel Prize in 1931 for his discovery of the real cause of cancer in 1923. He said, cancerous tissues are acidic, healthy tissues are alkaline. So let's come to here, back to school, back to your chemistry class. This is a pH value chart. pH 7.0 is neutral, neither acidic or alkaline. It is green in color. Lesser than pH 7.0 is acidic. The further away from it, the more acidic it is. On the right is alkaline. Similarly, the value higher than 7, the more alkaline it is. So when the acidic spells sickness, it could come from the acidic food or drink, the negative emotion, or it could even come from the stress we have. Alkaline spells health. It could come from the alkaline food or drink we consume, the positive emotions, the healthy activities. Clear? Now let's take a look at the pH test here of these various water we have tested just now. Wow, who's joining in? Okay, so let's take a look. This is, I'm holding a pH drop in my hand to test the water whether they are acidic or alkaline. Look at the color here. Soda drink is very, very acidic, about pH 3.0. Distilled water about pH 4.5. The mineral water Evian here is about pH 7.9. Tap water is alkaline. Surprise? If you are looking for alkaline water, in fact, tap water in Singapore, most of them are alkaline. Why is it so? Okay, tap water, they add in chlorine to kill the germs and bacteria in the water so that it is safe for drinking. However, leaving the tap water source acidic, the pipe could just rust over time, right? So to prevent the pipe from rusting, what they add in is they add in lye to make it alkaline so that the pipe will not rust. So when you come to think of it, drinking more water makes you healthier, makes you hydrated. But look at here, are you drinking water or are you drinking chemical? Yes, it is safe for drinking, but is it healthy for drinking? That's the next question you should ask yourself. And Kangen water is alkaline and antioxidized. These two water, the tap water and mineral water we have tested is oxidized, right? So it doesn't mean that all alkaline water is antioxidized. Antioxidants and alkalization are two different things. Next, we have another test. Total we have three. The second one is we want to show you how Kangen water can change the water here. For tap water, it changed to alkaline. Mineral water, yes, same. Distilled water, same. It changed to alkaline, but soda drink, it doesn't change. You are drinking one cup of soda drink, you need to drink 32 cups of Kangen 9.5 to neutralize it. Before we see how acidic it is, let's take a look at the ORP here. This water, after added with Kangen water, they change to antioxidized. How about the soda drink? It changed to antioxidized also. So the last test, which I want to show you, this is a very powerful one. If you want to stop your friends or your children drinking soda drink, they should take a look at this simple demo. This cup, half of it is Kangen water, half of it is soda drink. Just a bit of it, pour into these cups. They all turn to acidic. Even for Kangen 9.5 fresh one, pure Kangen 9.5 is still the same. So sometimes when we go wedding dinner or corporate dinner and dance, we are served with free flow of soda drink, right? Look at this amount here. Half of it is soda drink, half of it is Kangen water. It's supposed to be not so acidic. See how much Kangen 9.5 is needed to pour into this jar to make it alkaline. Shocking, right? We pour in so much, it's still acidic. So we add in this pH drop. It's still acidic. This pH drop doesn't change the acidity of it, of the water. We just show you the color. It is still acidic. So the Kangen water is trying to change the alkalinity, the pH, but very fast it turns back to acidic. Now we have this super diluted soda drink. We test it again with, we mix with Kangen 9.5. Finally, it changed to alkaline, right? So it's not that it can't change. It needs a lot of Kangen 9.5 to neutralize it. So if you are trying to see the changes of Kangen water how it can help your body. Try not to touch this soda drink, this acidic drink, especially those very acidic one, so that the amount of alkalinity you put in your body helps to give you faster result. This is another pH chart. It's showing you that our blood healthy level is pH 7.365. At pH 5.8, it switch cancer cells on. At pH 8.8, it switch cancer cells off. Coke is pH 2.5. Soda drink about pH 3.0. Sports drink about pH 3.6. Distilled water, reverse osmosis water is about pH 4.5. Coffee 5.5. Tea, coffee is 5.0, tea is 5.5, milk is about 6.1 pH. Look at all the drinks here. All of them falls on the acidic side. How about the dinner, the lunch, the breakfast you had today? Look at your plates, your meal. Are they mostly acidic or mostly alkaline? So what I'm trying to say here is we are looking to achieve a balanced diet. We are not looking to go on the extreme right of the alkalinity side. If the food and the drink we are consuming every day are acidic, would you agree that we are technically pushing our body towards this pH 5.8? So Kangen water is 8.5 to 9.5 pH, and some people told me that it is too alkaline for our body. Then I will ask this person, have you ever tried eating cucumber? You know that cucumber is actually pH 10.0. Do you think cucumber is too alkaline for our body? Yeah. So doctor asked us to take more vegetable or more meat. And most meat fall on the acidic side, most vegetable fall on the alkaline side. They asked us to take more vegetables, right? But nowadays, vegetable got pesticides and even preservative. So what can we eat? Later we'll come to that. Okay, so this lady in the picture is my mom. In 2010, her age was is 63 years old, and she has been complaining to me over the phone most of the time. She said, I have gastric issue, I have a gastric issue. So in 2012, after I bought my first Kangen machine, I told her about this. So the next day, she took a bus, came to Singapore. She said, I also want to attend the demo. And after seeing the demo, she said, I think this water could help me. I like this water. I drink already. It's quite nice. I want to buy a Kangen machine also. That really shocked me because I said, Mom, are you sure this machine is 5,300? Then she said, yeah, why not? I don't gamble. I don't go and I don't buy those 4D. I don't do buy lottery. I solely focus spending, invest in my health. Why not? 5,003, I know it's expensive, but what if it can give me a better health? True enough, she drinks this water for 1 month and her gastric issue is gone. And that was the year 2012 she started drinking Kangen water, and see what happened to her 4 years later. 69 years old. How does the water has help her? Yeah, this lady on the right, she have this ganglion. See this photo here? She asked me, Jit, you think your water can help me? I said, I don't know. You drink and see. But remember to take photo of it every day to track the differences, the changes to your body, to this part especially. So she took all the photos and finally she started. After about a week plus, she sent me this photo. I said, Jit, I look at this, the second photo, it looks like it has shrunk a bit, right? I said, it looks like, but continue to drink and then let me see. So she tracked all the changes every day. And finally, that was the last photo she sent me is the 10th of October. She said, I think really got changes. It really works. Okay. So I compiled the photos here and share with you. We are not doctor, but we have one thing in common, 75% of water in our body. Drink and see what happened. See what the water in your body, when it changed, what could change to your life. So what's keeping healthy all about? Is nutrients going to our body and toxins coming out. And our body has 4 channels of detoxification. You pass motion, it's called defecation. You pass urine is urination, perspiration, and last one is respiration. Any of these channel is blocked, will have health issue, correct? So what I wanted to tell you is, share with you is, have you ever come across that after drinking your coffee or your Milo or your tea, later when you go to your washroom, have you ever checked your urine that whether, and have you ever wondered how come the urine you pass out from your body is different color from the drink you have put in? Example, in the case of coffee, whether it's a black or brown, the urine pass out is not black or brown, is yellowish or clear, right? What I'm trying to say here is, even though our body can detox, it cannot detox 100%. Something will be stuck in our body, and our body is a very, very good filter, can last us for many, many years until one day our cells, our organs are choked up with all these acidic waste, alkaline waste, and we start to fall sick. And when the acidic waste overloaded in our body, it will develop into degenerative diseases. That's why degenerative diseases doesn't happen overnight. It takes years to build up, and it happens to most middle age to the elderly. Just like my case, at the age of 39, I already have 5 of this issue here. So how Kangen water can help us, like my case, to detox my body, to clean up my body, my cells and organs, is through these 3 properties. First one, you have seen, antioxidation. Second, alkalization. Third one is the microclustering, which I would want to be able to walk you through to take a look at what is microclustering. Normal tap or bottled water is a huge water. We call it macroclustering because it has 15 to 26 molecules per cluster. That's why after drinking such water, you feel bloated, right? Easily bloated. So what Kangen machine does is, the technology is, they use high power to shock the water, which is H2O, into the H plus and OH minus. Because of this split, the pH goes up. So this is how the alkalinity comes from, different from those alkaline machine in the market whereby they add in calcium and magnesium into the filter to make the water alkaline. Those are the machine, after drinking, you won't feel any changes one. I have seen so many of them who bought those machine, regretted, and tell me that, Jit, I think I want to buy your Kangen machine. They are just different. So that's my personal experience for these 9.5 years. These people initially, sorry to say that, they want to save on it and ended up they spend more. Okay, so when water passes through this machine here, there's a filter here to remove the chlorine and contaminants. After that, it shock the water and pass out from these top holes, which is Kangen water. One cluster is 4 to 6 molecules per cluster. That's what we call it microclustering, meaning this water is smaller. Not that after drinking this water, you won't feel bloated, but you won't feel bloated easily. So this is a test to show microclustering. What I'm holding in my hand is a Japanese green tea. You know, to make green tea without boiling the water, it's hard to make green tea, right? So this tap water is at room temperature. The result is expected, right? You won't see any green tea essence being drawn out. So let's test with the Kangen water 9.5 at room temperature. Notice that before I put down my cup, you can see green tea essence being drawn out. So some people will say, hey, Jit, this is unfair. Let's test again with tap water, see what happened. You see the result is almost the same, right, as the first cup. And let's try with Kangen water again. So see the difference, is it about the tea bag or about the water? Which one causes a change? So let's be fair, we have some green tea essence squeezed into the 5th cups, and then we split into 2 cups, the 5th and 6th cups, and see what happened. We test it again. with tap water and Kangen 9.5. Logically, when you have tap water pour into the green tea essence, it gets diluted, right? Take a look at this Kangen 9.5. No matter how much I pour, see the color, it doesn't change. If I leave this cup here for longer time, the green tea essence is even stronger. So you start to draw out the green tea essence from the water. So why is it so? Okay, we need to boil water to make green tea, right? When you're boiling the water, you see the water vapor coming out from the water surface, right? That is the lightest state of water, gaseous state. So when it's boiling, the cluster is smaller. So it's small enough to go into a tea bag and draw out the green tea essence. But just now, based on what you've seen in the previous slide in that video, Kangen water, even at room temperature, can achieve this result. And have you ever noticed if you're using hot water to pour into that cup with that amount of green tea essence, the more you pour, the more diluted it gets, right? But it doesn't happen to Kangen water. So this is what I'm trying to show you. We are taking acidic food, we have acidic waste. We take alkaline food, we have alkaline waste. And all these waste could be just trapped into our cells for many, many years until the cell are choked up with all these toxins and become unhealthy. But when you are drinking Kangen water, you drink enough and drink long enough, you will notice your stool, your urine is exceptionally more smelly than usual. So that is the true value of Kangen water. It detoxes at cellular level. It's just not like those alkaline water many people think of. This water has these three properties that work together to help to detox your cell so that you can be healthier, just like my case, just like you've seen in my mom's case, just like you've seen and those people who drink Kangen water. So the question is, people will ask, just now you mentioned whether it's tap water or Kangen water, it doesn't mean that adult drink 8 glasses, the newborn baby also drink 8 glasses of water every day, right? So this is how we should, what you can do is, you use this formula to calculate the minimum daily hydration need for your body. So if your body weight is in kg, you divide by 20. If your body weight is 60 kg, you take it 60 kg and divide by 20. That is the minimum. Minimum daily hydration you need for your body is 3 liters, which is 3,000 milliliters. This is the Energic water bottle of 1 liter. So easier for you to gauge, right? Okay. So people will think, oh, gee, 3 liters. I never drink so much water in my whole life, entire life. One day, how to drink so much water? So usually what I teach them is how they drink is you pace it out. Check, let's say if you wake up at 6 a.m. and you sleep at 11 p.m., you're technically 17 hours active, correct? So you use 3,000 milliliters, which is your minimum daily hydration need, divide by 17 hours. Actually, 1 hour you only need 176 ml. So how much is 176 ml? Is here, that amount only. If you think you still cannot drink 176 ml, every half an hour, half of it, which is 88 ml. If you think 88 ml is still too much for you, 44 ml every 15 minutes. Is it hard? Not that we cannot drink. Most of us doesn't have the habit of sipping every 15 minutes. So especially when you can't drink so much water for a start, the frequency of drinking is more important than the quantity of drinking. Keep your mouth wet with Kangen water most of the time. You start to develop the habit of sipping every 15 minutes. So next time, even without any people telling you need to drink more water, your body will straight away tell you that time for more water for me. And this Dr. Peter Agre is an American physician, professor, and molecular biologist. He discovered this aquaporins in 2003 in chemistry and received the Nobel Prize. So what are aquaporins? Aquaporins are water channel proteins that move water molecules through the cell membrane. So that brings us to this topic today, which is very important. So I make it into a simple graphic to illustrate to you. This is a sectional view of our cell. On top of it is the outside of your cell is called extracellular, remember? And inside your cell is called intracellular. This is the aquaporins, which is the water channel of our cells, is positively charged. So when you drink alkalized water, it is negatively charged. It is allowed to enter the cells, and thus the hydration works. So on the opposite side, you are drinking oxidized water, which is positive charge. Positive, same charge as the aquaporin, positive. You won't allow it to be enter into your cells because positive and positive repels each other. That's why when you drink oxidized water, just now you saw most of them are oxidized, right? Except Kangen, right? You feel bloated easily because they stay, about 99% of them stay outside the cells. And our body has 60 to 70 trillion cells of that. And most of them can't even enter the cell. That's why you feel bloated easily. But when negative charge water like Kangen water are allowed to enter the cells, 66% of them goes into your cell, hydrates your cell, small enough to draw out the acidic waste from your cell as a form of detoxification besides hydration. See how magical is this water? After I saw this from a nutritionist, I diligently drinking Kangen water, and the first thing I make sure that it don't get oxidized so that I can benefit the most from it. That is what I want, the message I want to share with you here. Only antioxidized water can hydrate your cells and do the detoxification. So why am I showing this here is because how many of you take supplements? Let me know in the chat. So when you take supplements, what do you take with? My friend here, he take a lot of vitamin C because his nutritionist told him that his body is not enough in nutrition. So he take with the tap water. Just now you notice it's about 332 millivolts, right? After added in the vitamin C, it dropped to 170 odd. So the difference is the antioxidants of the vitamin C supplements. But because it's positive, it can't enter the cells. So I add in the Kangen water, it becomes negative. Only when the water is negatively charged, then it can deliver the nutrients into your cells. So if you are someone who have been taking a lot of supplements with your bottled water or tap water, and you say, how come these supplements is not benefiting me? I'm not feeling much difference about the supplements. Maybe you want to take a look and think about how about the water you have been taking together with your supplements. If the water you have been taking with your supplement is too oxidized, technically your supplements just become expensive urine. You drink, you take, after that it passes out as urine. So come to think of it, is your water more expensive or your supplements more expensive? So only negatively charged water can enter the cells. Positively charged water is oxidized water or dead water. They can't enter the cells, and it will cause damage to your cell. Summary of this: when you're dehydrated, you don't drink enough water, you will develop in those dehydration symptoms like fatigue. You feel tired easily. Next time, when you realize that you suddenly turn fatigued easily, check yourself whether you have been drinking water, staying hydrated. So you will when acidic waste overloaded in your body, you will develop into degenerative diseases. That was what I went through before Kangen water. I'm an artist. I spent long hours in front of my desk doing drawings, and I thought I had been drinking enough water. Then I realized that when I do a measurement, I only drink about 2 liters of water a day. and I need about 3.5 liters every day. Then I feel tired easily, especially after meal. I fall asleep easily, and then acidity is overloaded in my body, and it developed into those high cholesterol, high triglyceride, diabetes, eczema. So when I was introduced to Kangen water, I drink it diligently. It hydrates myself externally and internally. And I went through some detoxification, not only in the washroom, also in the form of eczema. It just flare up. And after that, I become healthier. And this is what I have been doing every day since then over here. Every day I still need to eat, but the acidic waste in our body, the toxins in our body are being purged out with the help of Kangen water. So imagine if the majority of your body, 75% of your body is water, does it make sense to manage the majority of it, the 75%, which is water, which is the basic one, or does it make sense to manage on the other side of the equation, which is the 25%? Okay, next, we come to this strong Kangen water, pH 11.5. We use it to remove pesticides. Just now we mentioned that take more vegetable, good for your health, right? But they have lots of pesticide on the vegetables. What do? You got nothing to eat, right? But with this machine, Kangen machine, it can produce this strong Kangen water. It can help to remove pesticide from your fruits and vegetables. Look at the farmers when they need to spray the pesticide, they got to put on a mask because this pesticide is poisonous. So after spraying, just like this case here, they only need to spray once. Even though if it rains consecutively 1 to 2 weeks or 1 to 2 months, they don't have to come back another time because these pesticides are oil-based. Rainwater cannot wash off oil, cannot emulsify oil. So they only need to spray once. But the question you should be asking yourself is, why do we wash our fruits and vegetables under the tap in that case? To make us psychologically feel better, or just to clean off the mud on the fruits and vegetables? So let's do a pesticide test here. The one I'm holding is a tap water. That's how we clean our rice, right? The cherry tomatoes. And this is the sesame oil. You know, oil and water doesn't mix together. Oil, because of lower density, it floats on water. Next, we use strong Kangen water, pH 11.5, and you use it to clean the rice, cherry tomatoes, and this is the part which I love the most, even after 9 years. See, have you ever seen water able to emulsify oil? So, as long as your water cannot emulsify oil, it cannot remove oil-based pesticides. So let's pay it. Yeah, okay. I just want to show you here. Yeah, see this? Tap water, strong Kangen. Look at this. These are pesticides, bleach and contaminants and herbicides. Would you ever want to eat this? And after soaking for 10 to 15 minutes, you can see here, all this yellowish water, it is pesticides. This is the usual case you will see, right? Nothing changes. But when they are soaked in strong Kangen, the pesticides are being removed. And people say these are the nutrients of your fruits and vegetables. This is a lab test saying that pH 11.6, electrolytes reducing water, negative 860 millivolts, can reduce the pesticide residues effectively, and it doesn't cause the loss of nutrients for your fruits and vegetables. We just mentioned about 11.5, right? By limiting the water flow going to the machine, it can actually push your 11.5 to 11.6, 11.7 pH. So this is how we do. We use pH 11.5 to remove the pesticide in barley, in strawberries. Okay, this is the one which I want to show you the power of Kangen water, also inclusive of the strong Kangen water. See, the lemon is a freshly plucked from the lemon tree in Perth, and we tested it. It is negative 150 millivolts. It means this lemon is very fresh. It is anti-oxidized. And this type of lemon, when you reach your supermarket, reach your house, is already oxidized, correct? So actually, it's not that fresh already, just that we don't know until we test with the ORP meter. So the next question is, what if we can make the lemon anti-oxidized again? Do you think you will benefit from it? How would you benefit from it? So continuation of the cherry tomatoes here. After soaking in the strong Kangen for 15 minutes, see what happened to the cherry tomatoes in the tap water. It is still oxidized, right? How about the cherry tomatoes soaked in strong Kangen about 15 minutes later? It is about negative 400 millivolts. So what does it mean to you? First thing, besides removing the pesticides from your fruits and vegetables, in this case, the cherry tomatoes, it also makes the cherry tomatoes anti-oxidized as fresh as it is plucked from the tree, correct? And the next thing about this is, when the cherry tomatoes is negatively charged, the nutrients can actually be delivered and absorbed by your cells. Same box of cherry tomatoes, those soaked in the tap water, not only that you're consuming the pesticides, the nutrients found in these cherry tomatoes are not being absorbed by your cells. Is it a waste? So if you spend you spend money on the ingredients, hoping that your loved one benefit more from those better food you are putting into your dishes every day, but when they are oxidized, they can't be absorbed by the cells. Isn't that a waste? So how does that applies to you? If you have Kangen water, cook everything with Kangen water, even though some of them could be still too oxidized, you can't absorb it after boiling. After taking all this food, drink fresh Kangen water, the negative charge will deliver the nutrients into your cell. See that? Okay, and this is another unique features of Kangen machine, which is a strong acidic water, pH 2.5. What can it do? It can kill 99.99% of all germs, viruses, and bacteria in 30 seconds. It's ideal for people with open wounds, burns, skins, acne, eczema, psoriasis, insect bites. It can help to stop bleeding. So this is how they use in Japan hospitals. And this is a lab test. What can it do? It can kill in 30 seconds, and it can kill all these organisms. You can kill this. Can't even pronounce this, but the E. coli and Salmonella I know how to pronounce, okay, in short. So this is the power of strong acidic pH 2.5. And this is a lab test. What they do is they introduce some germs into the microscope, and then they video it. You see, moving quite fast, right? The germs, very active. But once they introduce pH 2.5 into it, see what happened. Start to die. It's that fast. So just now we have mentioned about Dr. Hoss, right? Okay, see what he says about pH 2.5, strong acidic.
I have to qualify that my experience with 2.5 pH water is over 12 years long. And I used a Super SD501 because obviously with 2 extra plates, it really cranks up a positive ORP. Mine would routinely do 1,1300 positive ORP. And I used it in a wound care clinic very successfully. My results were superior to most people in wound care because I used it for direct dressings of wounds, for cleaning of wounds, and what have you. And again, it's because that powerful ORP kills every known bacteria to man. I have the data, it's been tested, and it's also been tested according to the EPA, that's the Environmental Protection Agency, as a surface sterilizer and sanitizer, and it passes all of those tests with flying colors. And so don't ask me about the coronavirus, only because I can guarantee you it would work against the coronavirus better than anything else, because viruses are much easier to kill with hypochlorite ion than bacteria. So bacteria are used as the gold standard. And this machine passes the gold standard for surface sterilization and ionization. So that's point number one. The other thing is that because the water, again, decays, 2 hours later, your ORP coming out of that, you take a glass of water, put the 2.5 in it, measure the ORP, measure it 3 hours later, and it will be lower. And that's why it is a superior product for human tissue, because at that point, it does not damage tissue. If you had a stable compound, 2.5 pH, hypochlorite, hypochlorous acid, over time, you would get a clean wound, and then the wound would deteriorate because now it's actually toxic to the tissue. Kangen water 2.5 is non-toxic to tissue. You can put it in your mouth and rinse your mouth. It doesn't burn your tongue. If you do that with ordinary hypochlorous acid for a week, you're going to have a raw mouth. This is the wonderful thing about that. And it is an excellent sanitizer and sterilizer. In a mist, when I was in Japan, there were several machines that were misting 2.5 pH water in the lobby of different hotels to use as an antiseptic spray. It's perfect.
Yep. So how do we apply strong acidic 2.5 pH? Look at this lady here. She touches a stray cat. She washed her hand with the soap. So she thought it's clean already. And happened that her eyes is itchy, and she rubbed her eyes and immediately it's swollen. And she has a Kangen machine with her, and she saw my demo. She said, hey, last time you mentioned about this machine can produce a water that can help to sanitize. Can it help in my case? I said, yeah, you just go and press the button on the machine, which is say pH 2.5, and you collect it from the bottom hose and then spray into your eyes and see how it helps you. And 1.5 hours later, she texted me, said, I follow what you have told me and look at the photo. I'm really amazed. Tomorrow I can go back and teach already. So it helps with people with the eye infection, and this 2.5, what you heard Dr. Ho said, right, is non-corrosive. I can just spray into our eyes if you happen to have eye infection. So it helps in the eczema on my leg also. It stops the itch, and it helps with this gentleman here who suffer from fire burn, and he sprayed with 2.5 pH for 4 days and drink Kangen water. See another 4 days later, total in 8 days, what happened to him? He recovered very fast, right? And this lady, she is a domestic helper. She washes the raw shrimps barehanded without any glove. And one day, I don't know which day she washed, but then she told her friend, who is the domestic helper of my friend, and she said, my finger is so itchy and painful. Usually itch and pain doesn't come together one, right? Either it's pain or either it's itchy. And this is very rare case that she's suffering from the itch and the pain, and she's crying in the night. I told my friend's helper, and my friend's helper said, why not you try the pH 2.5 from ma'am's machine? So she asked for permission and took some of the 2.5 and passed it to her. She sprayed on her fingers, and 4 days later, see what happened. And my friend happened to see her again. Few weeks later, she was already washing the cars again, and she said, let me take a look at your fingers. And she said, wow, the improvement was quite great. So she took a photo and sent to me, and that's how I compiled and shared it with you here. So what I want to say is, when you have this machine, and when you see people are suffering from all this issue, and can you share the water with them? It's just a button away, right? So when those Kangen user and the distributor, especially the friend who invited you here today, actually we are really they really care about you. They know this water could help you. That's why they invited you here. So if you really want to try the water, whether it's Kangen water, strong Kangen water, or strong acidic water, or beauty water, get some from your friend and try and see how this water can change your life. And the last one we want to talk about is this beauty water coming up from the Kangen machine, from the bottom hose and the top hose. There are total 4 different pH for the beauty water. So how do you use it? pH 4.5, the lower the pH, the drier it is. Since the water is dry, it is when the pH is low enough, 4.5 pH in this case, usually it applies for those people with oily skins. Sometimes you see those people with the acne issue, and their face is glossy, shiny, right? It's telling you that it's oily skin. Pass pH 4.5 to them. 5.0 pH is for relatively oily skin. 5.5 pH is for average skin. You see those Johnson & Johnson shower gel. What did they put on label on their bottle? pH 5.5, right? And pH 6.0 for dry skin. It is used as a moisturizer, especially for those people with have dry heels. You can soak your feet inside the pH 6.0 and see what happens. So for those with eczema issue, first thing we ask them to use a pH 2.5 to sterilize, and then after that, because pH 2.5 is dry, you moisturize with pH 6.0 after that and drink Kangen water. See how it has helped this little boy here. Sometimes they just don't need to suffer, right? Just pass them the water. Is just water after all. But this water is really special, right? After you see what I have demonstrated so far. And look at these toes here. These are my mom's toes. She has this dry skin on her toes for 50 over years. So the day when she was in Singapore, in my house, I saw her watching TV, and I look at her toes. I said, wow, still so dry. So I asked her, Mom, I've been telling you to use a beauty water. Have you ever tried? I said, I haven't got time. Now I watch TV, I got time to try. You want to test on me? So I said, okay. So I brought a tub of 2.5 pH and let her soak her feet inside the tub. I said, first thing is to sanitize, right? So for about 5 minutes, after that, I pass her another tub with the pH 6.0 beauty water and let her soak her feet inside for about 15 to 30 minutes. And total, I let her do it for 3 times for that day. And at the end of the day, I took a photo of it and I showed her. She was, wow. She was really amazed. She said, wow, my 50 over years of dry skin, suddenly they are gone. Hey, this water is really something. So now she used the beauty water to shower for her skin, and she said, oh, my skin is so much better when I shower with beauty water. So this machine is not only for drinking, it can use it externally, and when you know how to use it, you can actually benefit a lot from this machine. So these plants are really withering away, but when we apply Kangen water to them, see what happens. And these 2 videos are time-lapse video. So the question is, if it can work for plants, imagine what it can do for you. Similarly, for my fish, it cost me $400. Okay, so I spent quite a lot on it, and I love to see it swimming. But that day when I came home and saw it capsized, it's like upside down, but it's still breathing. So I tell myself, I got no medication to save it. How about changing to Kangen water? Hopefully the antioxidants in the water can help him. And I use pH 8.5 because I know that this fish, the pH needed is pH 6.5 to 7.5. So I dare not use too high pH. But since it's already dying, why not change the water and see? Surprisingly to me, 3 hours later, I managed to save it. So if water can work for fish, for plants, how can it help you? And ask yourself, what type of water does your cell bathe in? So 9.5 years ago, I made a decision and say yes to Kangen machine when it was presented to me. It did change my life, reverse my health challenges, the triglyceride, the high cholesterol, the diabetes. Looking back, what if I have said no to this Kangen machine? What will happen? Maybe I will look like this today. And what about the eczema on my leg? I don't know. So it was that moment of decision that has changed my life physically and financially. So imagine this, if you leave this webinar and no action is taken, what is the next probable thing that will happen? Let me know in the chat, what will happen if you do nothing today? That's right, nothing will happen, right? So that's fine if you're happy with your current result. The question is, are you happy with your current result? So what Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different results. It's insane, right? So I want to be able to leave you guys with this final piece, and is this question for those of you that's still thinking about this. Number one is, if not this, then what? You have seen how this Kangen water has been used and benefited many people. It can happen to you too, because we are 75% water. Change your water today, it could just change your life. Second question is, if not this, then what? What other water is able to do what this Kangen machine do for you? Third question, if not you, then who? I may not know all of you personally, but I do know that only you and you yourself alone can make a decision to change the quality of your life. The certain question is, if not now, then when? When is going to be the right time? And I can tell you that one radical decision can change the direction of your life, and this is one of those moments. If not now, then when? The question is whether you decide to accept it or not. How do you want your life to be changed? With that, I pass it back to you, Sinjo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jit. That was really very, very informative. Let's just put our hands and then just thank Jit for all his hard work. If you can, I think it will be nice of you to have some reactions. There's a reaction button down there. You can show him your hearts, and then you can show him how much you like his his presentation and all that. I think he has really shown us, and he has given us as well the many lab test results. You know, that is not just what we say, but what has been proven, that the water is really extraordinary. It is very different from what we would usually drink. And he even gave this formulation. Some people say, how am I going to drink 3 liters of water a day? So he's talking about 176 ml per hour. Did you know that your normal drinking cup, that's about 250 ml? So you're talking about drinking that cup of water. Now he's not even talking about drinking the full cup, maybe 3/4 cup. And if he says that, okay, if you find that drinking that cup per hour is too much, then drink half, 88 ml every 30 minutes. So it is really not that much and not that difficult to drink. And so I think Jin has really done a great job improving to us. You know, why drinking more water does not mean that you are hydrated unless you are drinking Kangen water, because it goes into your cell level, and because it goes into your cell level, it will, you know, help to deliver the necessary nutrients to your cell, and it will also remove all the waste from your body so that you don't degenerate into all those diseases and all those problems. I like what he did about, you know, if he had not drink Kangen water, what he would have looked like. I don't know which software he used, but he aged himself so much that I cannot recognize him. I prefer this current looking Jit over over what he had not what he would look like if he had not drink Kangen water. Fantastic sharing, Jit. That is really wonderful. Thank you very much. And today we are very privileged as well to have with us someone who's going to share a testimony of how this Kangen water has helped cancer. So let's welcome Rajiv. Rajiv, I can see your smiley face, and it's always so good to see you. Let's put our hands together to just welcome Rajiv to give a short sharing about Kangen and cancer. Over to you, Rajiv.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jit. You have explained so well that any layman can even understand how important the Kangen is for their, survival, I can say. Because if you are not having a Kangen, that means you are just surviving yourself. And with the help of Kangen, you can really thrive. So this is very well explained. And today also I have learned so many new things from you. Thank you so much. So it's really amazing. He's really, if he writes Kangen Guru, that means he's a Kangen Guru. And he is, without any doubt.
He certainly is, yeah.
Thank you once again. So I'm just sharing one very recent experience. It happened to me that in last, 1 month back, around 19th, somebody messaged me asking that whether Kangen is helpful in cancer. I said yes. For whom you are talking about? So he said, my sister-in-law, she had a brain tumor, very advanced stage, and in India, the hospital called Medanta. It's one of the very top hospital in India. So the Medanta, they told that if you go for a radiation and chemo after that, she has only chance of surviving for next 6 months. You do whatever legal you want to do, and don't be casual, just go and do everything. So they got their surgery, and on 19th they came for 50. After 15 days, that 15 days was 19th of last month, November, and suddenly they had they came, something come to their mind that can we try with the Kangen, and they called me, when they just messaged me, his brother-in-law. So I just called him, asked about whom you are talking about. He said my sister-in-law, and only 6 months time she has. So if you feel Kangen is going to help her, so please guide how to go about it. So from that 19, today is the 20th, and means only 1 month is passed. And after 8 days, they went for a checkup because there was a lot of social pressure and from their family that if you not go for chemo and radiation, the cancer will spread like anything and she will not survive. And the best part, after 8 days, they got the test done. It was all normal.
Wow.
And now, believe me, whether their family is, because if this thing happened, the family is not very convinced, because there is no medicine. It's just a water and some very dietary changes we suggest, just which is like, as Jit told, that how it, complement, good food and the right kind of food with the Kangen. It all is a complementary. So now, but that lady is pretty confident that I am not going to die with cancer and nothing is going to go wrong with me. I'll be just, and with my request, they stopped getting, they haven't got any this thing chemo or radiation, because on 19th the doctor said that still this thing is going to heal up, so we need 2-3 days, then we'll start. So I said, don't, because after getting all these things, you have one assurance you are getting for another 6 months, and without getting them, I'm telling she is not going to die with the cancer. So that conviction they had, and now more than their family member, that ladies really, very confident that whatever Rajiv is telling, I'm going to do that. And they're following whatever I have learned from you all and our Dr. Phil, what all supplements we should be having during this time, and whatever thing to avoid, like a sugar, we should not have it during this issues. So no sugar and no oily food, like that, whatever I have learned from, and she's following strictly, and she's totally, today you cannot say that she's even had any cancer in her life. So, and the similar, one more testimony I have, today is also attending Mr. Manoj. His father was also having a colon cancer, and doctor suggested for all chemo for him, and that was also in a very advanced stage. So we fought for him that don't go for all those things, and just on the dietary changes and with the Kangen, he's totally off from the cancer. Now it's more than 2 years. He's really keeping himself healthy with all Kangen and his whole family members. So Manoj is also here. I took his permission. Can I share your testimony? Yes, he said, okay, fine, you can go ahead. So his father now is, I think, more than 70-year-old, and he's very healthy and very fit without any issue with the cancer. So this is what I would like to tell. See, people, they sometimes they argue because many people are alive, that what do you mean that everybody, whoever drinks water, Kangen water only, they are going to live a healthier life? See, we are not here to argue anything. The only thing is Kangen is assisting you to keep yourself, like you can see the very visible difference from Mr. Jit's photographs, how he is improving. Like Mr. Oshiro, he's also, after having around 80-year-old gentleman, he looks very young, and the way he sings, no one can say that he's a 80-year-old guy. Similarly, like even I am experienced the same thing, and I has struggled like anything for more than 15-16 years with my diabetes. Today I'm totally off. So it is very difficult to to understand that what Kangen does. So that is why we have to make use of all the scientific papers and documents. But I always say, like as as our Mr. Osho says, it's a different. You just try it and you'll feel the difference. So this is my testimony. And I have a lot of testimonies with the skin issues and very, very, so many, even cancer patients also. So it will take your whole program. I feel very excited, and I feel very blessed that God has given us some, role to play to help others. This is what this business is all about. More than the money, there is satisfaction what you get. I'm very sure that everybody who is, coming to this mission, I can say, and we all are very much enjoying the whole concept. So thank you so much, Jit. Once again, you are really a true leader. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Thanks for all the sharing. And I think, yeah, we would love to hear all your testimonies again. I'm sure perhaps one of these days we're going to have to organize another testimony night where we will.
I'll try to compose with the photographs and other things, So
okay.
That will be easier for me. Like some eczema cases are there, some varicose vein cases are there, some psoriasis cases are there. Diabetes myself, I have a very good testimony for the diabetes. Cancer, I have 4 or 5 cases of the cancer. Those are, and kidney patients, especially CKDs. It's a massive. And the same lady, her husband is suffering from the kidney failure, and her dialysis, his husband's dialysis is getting thrice. It was thrice a week. Now it is come down to twice a week. So this is also one more thing I would like to share. So all this Sometimes, our Mr. Bernard say we are not a Kangen doctor, but we cannot stop. If somebody is in trouble, we have to help them. And whatever we have learned, this is the journey of our life where we learn from so many things from Dr. Phil and like Mr. Jit. So we have to tell them. See, today I have learned very nice thing. Like, if you have a dry skin, you have to use, 6 pH. If you are oily skin, you have to use 4.5. See, this is another learning. How can we stop not to telling them? And this is not we are becoming a Kangen doctor. We are just adding some knowledge information to those whole new beautiful concept of beauty water. That's all. So thank you so much, Jit, once again. And every session is fantastic. I don't know how to thank you. It's amazing.
Thank you, Rajiv. Yes, indeed, it is. You yourself is a walking testimony, because we have seen your testimony and you have also put them in pictures, and we have seen how you look like before and how you look like now, and it was like, the before and after photos of Jit, and it really helps us to see that reverse aging is possible when you drink Kangen water. And you're talking about, sharing about your friend's sister-in-law for the cancer. I mean, having to go through chemo is no joke. When you drink enough water and your body is able to fight the cancer itself, that is the best. Because like Jit say, we have to look after the 75% in our body, because that's what helps to deliver all the nutrients that is very needed to fight any of this cancer cells that is in our body, because it really goes into the cellular level to be able to fight and to be able to remove all these toxins that is in our body. Thank you again, Rajiv, once again for all your sharing, and we look forward to more of your sharing as well in the future, because it really it's always so encouraging when we hear how just by drinking water it can help so much with our own body to fight anything that comes. So that's why the company logos is called Change Your Water and Change Your Life. So it's been a fantastic session today with so many of all this information that's coming in. And it's good to end, the year with all this, because then we know that we can help so many people as well. Now, I'm just going to very quickly put up some announcements. So I'm going to just do a quick share screen right now so that you all can see what is upcoming. Okay. Now, every week, every Monday, every Tuesday, we will have our Zoom session. So on Monday, like tonight, we're talking about product demo, and it's at 8 p.m. every Mondays. On Tuesday, we talk about the other part of the product, which is actually how it can actually change our wealth situation. Today we talk about our health condition. Tomorrow we will talk about our our wealth situation. And tomorrow again, we are very, very blessed to have with us none other than Winston. You can actually see him tonight as well. Yeah, say hi, wave, Winston. He's another amazing presenter, and he will take you on the Shinkansen journey on the train that brings you to the place that you want. Okay, so that's for tomorrow night, 8 p.m. again, Singapore time. And every Thursday, we will also have a collaboration between with China, Malaysia, and Hong Kong, and Singapore as well, in Chinese, in Mandarin, and that's at 8 p.m. Now, I'm not sure whether, because this Friday is actually Christmas Eve. Judy, is there a Chinese session this Friday?
No, the Chinese session is taking a break because of the festive. So we will update for the next Chinese session.
Okay, so it's likely for these 2 weeks, yeah, because next Friday is also New Year's Eve. So the Chinese session, the Zoom sessions, will be taking a break for 2 weeks. But anyway, tomorrow is on with with Winston. So let's tune in tomorrow night. And also for next week as well. Next week will be the last week of 2021, and we'll be having our regular Mondays and Tuesday sessions as well. All right, so that's basically all our sharing tonight. I'm going to ask all to unmute so that okay, let me see.
Yeah, we can celebrate Christmas now.
I can't seem to ask all to allow.
Okay, can I unmute? Yeah, I will ask everybody to unmute. Yeah, everybody can unmute themselves now. Just press the mute button at the side and you're unmuted.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Cynthia.
We can say thank you to Jit and to Rajiv and to the rest of all those who are here joining us tonight. We are so glad, so pleased that you're here with us tonight, and I'm very, very sure you have brought back with you tonight so much information and so much of opening of your mind on some of the things that is possible on how you can improve your health, not just for yourself, but for your family as well. As you saw Jit's mom, you know, at 63 years old and 4 years later, how the difference that she actually looked. So thank you again, 我们的帅哥 Jit instead of 阿贝 Jit.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, team.
Thank you, Jit. Thank you, Rajiv.
Thank you, Jit.
Thank
Wow,
you,
a lot of new
everyone. Good
things. Yeah.
night.
Mr. Rajiv, you look very cold wherever you are. The Chindra, you also look very cold.
Ma'am, namaskar, ma'am. Namaskar. Ma'am, good morning. Good evening.
Thank you so much, our
Thank
Indian
you.
friends joining
Ma'am,
us tonight.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Thank you, our MC,
Yes.
Sinjo.
Okay,
Merry
good
Christmas,
night, everyone.
everybody. Are you
Bye.
ready?
Good night. Bye-bye. God bless
Yeah,
you.
have a great Christmas. Have a great
Yes,
weekend
wonderful
celebrating
Christmas. Yes.
Christmas. Enjoy
Bye.
your
Bye.
Bye. Happy
Bye.
Christmas.